out of all the lenses that I've owned, used, everything, this 40-year-old 300mm f2.8 is by far my absolute favorite. It's adapted to the Z9, and I have to jiggle it just a little bit. It's a little finicky on this because this new tech is saying, hey, that's old stuff, and it works so well. One thing about Canon, all their stuff cross-platform just works. You put it on and you have some great quality. The Nikon stuff, you know, you couldn't just put on this teleconverter, it had to be specific for that lens. It's always been hit and miss, but what I am really enjoying is the quality. Let me show you just a couple of raw JPEGs right out of camera. Oh, it's another thing, JPEGs these days, you know, this being a professional camera, if you're doing a sporting event or something like that and it's just downloading straight, these JPEGs have to be insane. Same with the Canon or the Sonys. They have to be good because they're just sending out JPEGs. There is somebody working behind the scenes doing Photoshop to send up the high-res ones elsewhere, but this is crazy. I'm actually kind of really loving this camera, and I was really afraid of that. And that reminds me of something else that I really like about Nikon is how low their ISO goes just natively. The lowest that I use with Canon is always 200 because I like their D+. When you put it in D+, it kicks it up to 200. It's fine, it's still super clean. But going to a 64 on this is insane. I forgot about that. So right now I'm shooting at a shutter speed of 4,000 and my ISO is still at 125. Of course, I'm shooting at an f4. Absolutely loving this. I'm gonna wander around with this. I'm gonna turn this camera off and just go wander around and see what I can get. This lens, oh man, I love this wet lens. It's better than a wet dream. One thing I absolutely hate about all the mirrorless is they go to sleep. They, to save battery, because everything is electronic. I prefer, in some ways, the older DSLRs because they don't go to sleep. They're just ready to go when you are. These are not. And so as I'm picking it up to my eye, I've gotten in the habit out of all of them of just pushing the button. But again, what has surprised me is how quickly I fell right back into Nikon, and everything is just right there where muscle memory has made it for all this time, even though I've used the R7 and the R5. And as I said in one of my first video, what's interesting going between these cameras is they all have Canon. Each of their cameras has their buttons in a different place, whereas Nikon has been consistent all the way through. If you pick up an old, pick up a D5, you pick up a D5500 or D500 or the D800, the Z7, the Z9, the buttons are all the same, and it's awesome. JonnyPink. Well, this is the end of my adventure with this beautiful Z9 and the Nikon 200-500. This has been an absolute blast to play with, to shoot. I am so happy that I rented it. I'll rent it again in spring if I haven't bought one by then. The company I rent from, there's a link down below if you guys are interested in that, or go to your local shop and see if they rent something. Try something until you come across something that works for you. And remember, it's just a tool, man. The real photograph comes from the person behind it and knowing how to use that tool. So jumping between a Canon, a Sony, a Nikon, whatever is thrown at you, entry level, brand new, if you know how to use it, you can get a great photograph. Having amazing equipment does make a difference, and it makes it much, much easier, but you still need to know the basics. So again, thank you, JonnyPink. You guys have a fantastic day out there. Whatever it is you're gonna do, go support a local business or hit up the rental link below. It's an affiliate link, so I get something for it. We'll see you guys. Thanks a lot, man. We'll see you. And I'm not gonna fade out on this one because I'm just not. I can't, because there's probably something behind me that I don't know what's there. I can't, I just can't. I'm telling you, I can't. Okay, maybe I will.